All Yoshikage Kira wanted was just a quiet life. This piece of fucking human trash. Not even... trash is too good for Kira after what this man has done, especially in this episode. He's just a monster, alright? And he's just like, no remorse at all for human beings, murdering women as he pleases on the whim, completely physically handicapping like people just for the amusement of it, and just defiling them. It's just like, this is how much I hate Kira. And it's just like, when you saw him and Josuke like just go across each other, not knowing, it's like, oh, I want Josuke to go there and beat the shit out of him with his fucking like crazy diamond just there. It's like, just do it, Josuke, avenge after everything. So we had kind of a shocking death and all that with this week's episode of Jojo. I know probably like a little bit of the spoilers and all that coming into it, although it was kind of like a long time ago, time is Unbreakable, like in the manga, so it's like not that much, like a lot of that I read that, but fucking Shigeki just gets up and murdered by Kira. This guy blows him to fucking smithereens, introducing his power in front of them, and he's like, cause Kira didn't know nothing about stands and all that. He didn't know any kind of like, oh, it's just a stand ability you have. And seeing for how all of this, it was just like, my stand is something very like interesting. Anything, I repeat, anything I touch turns into a bomb. And he's just like, oh look, here's this 10 yen coin, I'm just gonna have it blow up in your face, like completely like crippling his face, where he's like, oh, half of your face just went into your brain, like it was just like crushing you, your nose is like over here, your teeth are blood, like it was a horrific thing to see Shigeshi just in that state. It was rougher in the manga, trust me, seeing that, and him just crawling his way out, trying to escape, and he's like, I've got to get to Josuke, I've got to get to him, I've got to tell him about it, and just seeing, like, this poor guy, I even though, like, I know that, you know, like, they're not going to change Chase at all, and all that, I kind of really wished at that scene, like, they would have played the acoustic version of Chase, just going from that, and it's just, like, seeing that, like, the last moment Shigechi's eyes as he sees Kira in the background, and he just screams, when you hear him scream, Josuke, like that, it's just the last moment, like, low track, like at all, and all that, not a single trace left to him, and like, just like, all you see is just Josuke go, who said my name, like that, it hurt, like that, but it's like, you saw like what he did right at the end, one last little momentum, one last thing and all that he could get to Josuke, is that he managed to snag a button off him, able to get some clue and all that to like who at least Kira is, and it's just like, his like heart is just disintegrates the last second and all that as he gives it to Josuke, and it's just like, they're looking around, it's like, what's happening and all that, we need to know and all that, what's going on and all that, we need to find out, like, come on, like, find any information on this stuff. It's like, we need to do it right now. And it's like, you have everyone like meet up, and like you meet like, yeah, Cinderella, like Yukako, Koichi, Jotaro, Josuke, like Joseph. You got everyone, like all the stand users and all that are on either a mild good terms or like friendly terms and all that with one another, like all meet up on the streets with Yumi, like that, like seeing like all of them with Remi, and I was like, oh, let's go see like what's happening, and she can confirm, because she saw like she gave spirit like go away, it's like, we can confirm that he's dead, and it's just like, how do you tell that, especially since like they're like his his mom and dad are putting out a fucking search, and this piece of shit was like threatening to kill his mom and dad and all that just to keep like his peace, like, oh, how is like someone like Josuke or anyone like, ever gonna say like, do you tell him, say like, I know that your son's never coming back, like what can you do about that? It's like, you know, I can, like, you can, it just, and that hurts, like, because like both, like, Shigechi wasn't a good guy, like, you know, he was a scumbag, he did some very like shady shit, but then you saw he also as well did care for his friends in a way where it was just like, he did, like, in his own little world, like, in his own little way and all that, he wasn't a smart guy and all that, but you can definitely show he does have some kindness in it, and that, you know, not morally, he got greedy, but he wasn't, like, an evil guy where it was like, oh, like, I never want to hang out with you. No, he did have fun with Josuke, he did have fun with, like Okuyasu, and seeing the two of them where it's just like, Okuyasu's just like, I'm just gonna walk out, like, you know, I'm just like, because he doesn't know what to do right now. His emotions are all in turmoil. He doesn't know whether to cry. He doesn't know where to like get angry. He's just like, I need to go. Like, I just need to go. I like talking to you guys. Like, just tell me if you find the guy. That's all I want to know. And he walks away. And even Josuke, just like, as everyone like saying, alright, look, just like go around and all that. Just let people know that there's a killer on the loose and all that. We just gotta watch out and all that. Everyone keep an eye down. If you see anything about stand use and all that, just watch yourself and all that. And it's just like, everyone's like, alright, no, I'll let people know. And just there's just that moment where you just see Josuke, hands in his pockets, just like walking down, and like, it's like when you see fucking Kira without no remorse or anything, just walking, going dum-de-dum-de-dum, like that, and it's just like, this fucking monster, he just doesn't care, and he decides just crossing paths with him. It's like, you can't wait for those two to finally meet face to face and finish this, and it's like, so good. And it's even more sad because it just like, halfway throughout the episode, you just see him, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna kill another, which is weird because like I feel like that's how you could have ended the episode, but they obviously had some extra time, and then changing it into like going into the other part of like, changing it into like, oh, we've got a clue, we've got somebody, we can use the button, like Jotaro's got a lead and all that, he's there with Koichi at like the shop and all that, this tailor, and it's like, oh, we're gonna go in there, gonna sort everything out, and then the old man's like, oh, I think I can see a name on the tag of this person who it belongs to, like that, and it's like, let me see, and it's like the name and his second part of his ability, the second bomb and all that, his sheer heart attack comes out, literally blown up this poor old man's like hand and fingers, just all shattered and just destroyed. I'm like, ooh, like, and then goes for his face, and I'm like, oh god, I don't want to see no more of this, like, Kira. And he's like, I love that he's like got his hand out and he's trying to grab the fucking coat. He's like, just get in here. It's just like this monster that like and this is why where it's like something like, like a lot of people saying like, well, what Dio has like charisma, and like, Dio is like this just like charismatic guy with like a ridiculous stamp out. The thing with that, why I always prefer Kira, is that Kira, he is so fucking insane and just mad. Like, this guy is not, there's no redemption, like, he's generally mad. Dio, what he did is like, a lot of people love him because he's affected every part of the story. Like, it linked to part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know about 7 and 8 personally, but like coming into that, there's like, you think about it, and it's just like, yeah, like, Dio did that, but he did it through his own goals and all that. Like this guy does it because he fucking does it out of pleasure. Like, he kills girls out of pleasure and all that. So it's like, he can lick the fucking hands and shit like that. And it's like, it's the same thing with like, like, he doesn't care about any other human kind of being and all that. Like, Dio, like, he wanted to fucking, make love to himself and all that. And he was like, I'm king and all that. I'm doing this all for my own personal goals and everything. But it's like, just god damn, like, this guy is like, oh, I want a quiet life. And it's like, none of you guys will have to die if you just let me do what I want. It's like, no, fuck you, man. Fuck you, you fucking monster. Like that. It's like, you deserve to go down. And it's like, even from what I've seen of Part 5's villain as well, like from what I've seen of that guy, he's like, he's pretty, like, evil as well, but it's like, I still think Kira is still, like, there's just something about him. There's just something about the cool, collective madness, like, of this guy. I just can't help but find it interesting, but I really loved this episode. It was a really, like, I really wish they had like the acoustic chase stuff going in the background. I feel like that would have added another edge to it, but I will say it definitely felt like that was probably where last week's episode wanted to end, but couldn't, with like the whole death. But it was like we couldn't put it in a run, like the run time of like 20 minutes or so. So yeah, it felt weird kind of going to that, and then it's like, oh, a couple of days later, we're now already on the trail. So I definitely, like, it feels a little bit less weird, like, when you're, like, reading it in the manga, but it's like, either still, it was a fantastic episode, and just, like, seeing how the characters reacted to this, and it's like, now we're getting so closer and closer and all that, this is the main thing that we're going to be dealing with, and, like, what do you guys think of Kira's power? Like, especially, like, to, like, have anything that he touches into a bomb, and then the second, like, that weird-ass ability that he had with that, like, other bomb that he had with that weird wheels and tridents. Like, this guy is ridiculous, having like 2 abilities like on a stand. Like, that is unknown, like, seeing that on a stand user. But that's all for me. Thank you much for watching as always, and I'll see you beautiful bastards though next time.